Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're tackling a massive financial risk for homebuyers and real estate investors right here in Hernando County: hidden property liens. We're going to show you exactly how to find these silent title killers before they ever get the chance to drain your wallet. Whether you're a seasoned investor or a first-time homebuyer, knowing how to navigate these public records is an absolute superpower, and by the end of this, you're going to master it. Imagine finding your dream property only to discover hidden debts that could cost you thousands. Seriously, don't let this happen to you. Let's talk about a real nightmare scenario. You buy this beautiful house, you get the keys at closing, you're popping the champagne, and then it hits you. You've inherited an absolute financial disaster because of an undetected lien on the title. Suddenly, someone else's unpaid debts are your legal problem, completely tying up your biggest asset. It happens way more often than you'd think. But the good news? It is entirely preventable. To keep you protected, here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with Section 1, the hidden debt danger. Then look at Section 2, Hernando County record systems. After that, we'll walk through Section 3, step-by-step lien search, followed by Section 4, interpreting your search results, and Section 5, avoiding common search pitfalls. Finally, we'll wrap up with Section 6, protection and next steps. Let's dive in.
Starting with Section 1, the hidden debt danger. Before we start searching, we really need to understand what exactly we're hunting for in these public records. Think of a property lien as a massive legal anchor attached to a house. It represents a title defect, basically an unpaid debt that literally blocks the sale or the refinancing of that property until it's completely resolved. We're talking about anything from old contractor disputes to unpaid HOA assessments. If it's recorded against the property, that title is not clear. Picture this. A seller was a roofing contractor from 3 years ago. The contractor files a lien, the seller forgets about it or just ignores it, and you come along to buy the house. Right before closing, your title company uncovers this $10,000 lien. Everything just grinds to a halt. The deal might even fall apart entirely. That right there is the hidden debt danger.
And this perfectly illustrates the real-world stakes. Look at this final default judgment of foreclosure filed in the local circuit court. The total exceeds $6 million. Now, you absolutely do not want to be caught off guard by a recorded financial judgment like this. When a judge rules that a debt is owed, that judgment gets recorded in the public records, and it attaches to real estate owned by the debtor in that specific county. If you buy a property without uncovering those recorded judgments, you are buying yourself a massive, incredibly expensive legal headache. Moving on to Section 2, Hernando County record systems. The thing is, liens don't just live in one magical, centralized folder. They're spread across a whole ecosystem of county databases that we need to navigate. To get the full picture, you actually have to query 3 distinct constitutional offices right here in Hernando County. Each one holds different puzzle pieces. The property appraiser holds the maps and parcel IDs, which gives you the geographical and structural facts. Then you have the tax collector, who manages property taxes and tax certificates, and those act as superior liens, meaning they take priority over almost everything else. Finally, the clerk of circuit court acts as the county recorder. Their database is the one that holds the actual official records, things like mortgages, court judgments, and mechanics liens. You've got to check all of them to make sure you aren't missing a crucial piece of the puzzle.
All right, Section 3, step-by-step lien search. Let's get to the fun part and see exactly how to start this online background check for your prospective house.
Before you even touch the clerk's records, you always want to start at the property appraiser's site. Why? Because you absolutely need to secure the exact current spelling of the owner's name and, crucially, the unique parcel ID. Let's walk through it. Imagine you're on the Hernando County Property Appraiser's website. You navigate to the property search tool, and you type in the physical street address of the house. Once that record pulls up, don't just look at the assessed value. Scan the top of the page for the current owner's exact legal name, and right next to it you'll see a long string of numbers. That's your parcel ID. This unique numeric identifier is your secret weapon to bypassing a ton of search errors later on. Copy that number down. So here is your playbook. Step 1, you secure that parcel ID from the appraiser. Step 2, you head over to the clerk's landmark web system and run a name search. But don't stop there. Make sure you check both the grantor and grantee fields to see if the owner was giving or receiving a debt. Step 3, you execute a completely separate dedicated parcel ID search using those numbers you copied earlier. This is going to catch any liens filed with spelling typos on the owner's name. And Step 4, if you do find a recorded lien, you have to manually verify that a corresponding release document called a satisfaction was recorded later on. If there's no satisfaction, that debt is very likely still active.
Section 4, interpreting your search results. So what actually happens when you hit a match and find something recorded against the property?
Well, not all liens are created equal. They have wildly different lifespans and priority levels. For instance, a construction or mechanics lien under Florida Chapter 713 might actually expire after just 1 year if the contractor doesn't take further legal action. But a judgment lien for an unpaid debt, that can weigh down a property for up to 20 years because it's a formal, court-ordered mandate. Then you have tax liens, which hold superior priority, meaning the government always gets its money first, no matter what. And hey, if you ever see a notice of lis pendens, back away slowly. That means there is active, ongoing litigation fighting over the property rights right now.
Now here's a massive curveball that trips up even the pros. Open building permits. These indicate that construction was started but never actually passed final inspection. And guess what? To find these, you have to check a completely separate document, the Hernando County Building Division's Open Permit Report. If the previous owner started a kitchen remodel and just skipped the final sign-off, you, as the new owner, might be on the hook to literally tear out drywall or pay massive penalty fees. If you only check the standard land records, you will completely miss this.
Section 5. Avoiding common search pitfalls. Because even with all the right tools, one little slip-up in your search parameters can leave you totally blind to a massive debt.
If you are only searching by the owner's name, you are playing with fire. It is so easy to miss a municipal code enforcement assessment or a utility lien just because it was filed with a slight typo in the owner's last name. This is exactly why professional title examiners always cross-reference their name search with a numeric parcel ID search. The parcel ID ties the debt directly to the physical dirt, completely bypassing human spelling errors. If you're getting 0 results on a common name, you might be in the wrong database or the name is just misspelled. Always fall back on the parcel ID to see exactly what is tied to that specific plot of land.
Here's a question that stumps a lot of beginners. Why in the world do you have to search the owner as both the grantor and the grantee in these databases? Well, it comes down to how the county actually indexes documents. When a lien is originally filed, the property owner is indexed as the grantee, receiving that claim against them. But when they finally pay it off, the release document, the satisfaction of lien, indexes them as the grantor, giving the release. You absolutely have to find both documents to prove that the debt is actually cleared. Finding just the initial lien without the satisfaction means the anchor is still attached to the house.
Section 6. Protection and Next Steps. Let's wrap this up with some actionable strategies to resolve these issues and protect your own property long-term.
First off, if you already own property in Hernando County, you need to sign up for this today. The county offers a completely free property fraud alert system. You just register your name, and the system emails you instantly with the clerk's file number if anyone ever attempts to record a fraudulent deed, a fake mortgage, or a surprise lien against your name. It acts as your early warning radar, giving you total peace of mind for 0 cost. It won't technically stop the recording, but it gives you the immediate heads up you need to fight back before things get super complicated.
But what if you are buying a property and your search does uncover a defect? Well, you've got a few options. You can negotiate to have the seller pay it directly out of their closing proceeds. Alternatively, you might be able to transfer a construction lien to a surety bond, which essentially shifts the debt from the house over to an insurance policy so the sale can go through. But for really severe defects, you might have to file a formal quiet title action in circuit court. Just a heads up, that legal process typically takes 3 to 6 months and can cost anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000 in attorney fees just to get a judge to declare the title clean.
Which brings us to a super important point. Please remember, navigating these government websites can be tricky, and this explainer is strictly for educational purposes. This guide does not substitute for professional legal advice or a licensed title examination. Property laws change all the time, and if you are facing a real estate transaction, you should always consult with a qualified real estate attorney or a title professional to ensure your individual situation is fully protected.
All right, you've now got the exact methodology, the right county websites, and the search strategies to slay the hidden debt dragon. So I've got to ask, are you ready to run a background check on your dream home before those hidden debts become your absolute nightmare? Dive into those public records and see what secrets you can uncover. Make this background check a non-negotiable part of your due diligence. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and happy searching.